stuff could just get seized, taken.
Well, there's a lot of concerns that you have to factor into your business plan. One is corruption. Anything that goes through Venezuelan ports or tries to enter the country, you're at risk of having to pay massive facilitation payments to customs officials. And anywhere you go, internally in the country, you're always at risk of being bribed by police officers or customs or tax authorities or pretty much anyone working for the state. That's a major concern that countries have to train, that companies have to train their personnel in to be prepared for. Another concern is security. I mean, Caracas is the murder capital of the world, and I think the highest murder rate at the national level for a country not currently experiencing civil war. Virtually no one can escape the risk. I mean, high-profile athletes, even diplomats from other Latin American countries have seen their children kidnapped, or even worse, murdered.
So do you just take these possibilities in stride? This is just the cost of doing business in a place like Venezuela?
This is the cost of doing business in a place like Venezuela. But for many companies, it's worth it. It's a worthwhile calculus because in the long term, if there's a shift in the political tide, there's massive profits to be earned in the future.
Well, I mean, is there an example that you can imagine where the assets have been seized and an American company willing to sit it out has ultimately profited?
Well, most nationalizations resulted in companies just closing shop and leaving. But there are a few cases under former President Chavez. There were some changes in ownership where the state took over majority ownership of a lot of foreign companies. So instead of the foreign company owning 60% of the assets, they'd own 40 and the state would own 60. Some major oil companies have decided to wait it out and just operate under that new ownership scheme. So there are some incentives to keep operating even if you have a minority ownership in your company.
President Trump has talked a lot about America first, right? I mean, and I'm thinking if Venezuela seizes an American company's assets, any chance we could see the Trump administration do a tit for tat? I mean, what about Exxon, which is a Venezuelan subsidiary doing business in the U.S.?
So we have to also remember that Rex Tillerson, the former CEO of Exxon, lost a lot of money in Venezuela, somewhere in the order of $15 billion. So it's personal to the Secretary of State, and I'm sure that he's keeping that in mind in his dealings and in his future dealings with the Venezuelan government. I don't think we can expect the same approach that the Obama administration was known for, which is to sit passively and allow other countries in the region to mediate and really not intervene directly in Venezuelan affairs. I think we can expect some kind of change on that front, given the long history that our Secretary of State has in the country.
Former head of ExxonMobil.
Yes.
One other thing I suppose I should just throw in here. I found it rather interesting that the inauguration of Donald Trump, about $500,000 came from Citgo.
Yeah.
Perhaps the Venezuelan government anticipating it may need to curry favor.
It's very possible. I mean, I think the fate of Citgo is up in the air at this point, but it's too early to tell what's going to happen to Citgo at this point.
Miguel Salcedo is a Houston-based global risk and investigations consultant for FTI Consulting. Miguel, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, David.
You know, we got a lot of newcomers moving to Texas cities, and state officials are worried that those newcomers have never gone fishing. So today, Texas parks and wildlife officials are fanning out to cities across the state to stock city lakes with catfish. And they'll keep stocking city lakes with catfish till November in hopes of getting urban families hooked on fishing. You can keep up to 5 per day, no minimum limit, and there'll even be some tables nearby for food. A lot of places, kids under 17 can fish for free. Mom and dad will need a license. Want to catch a nibble? Check out neighborhoodfishing.org. They got all the details there. Hook,
Agency spokesperson Deanna Culbertson.
It was surprising. We implemented the program as required by law, and it was up to the school districts to apply for that grant money.
Culbertson offers one scenario for why schools didn't use the available funds.
The grant required that the districts be purchasing new buses to add the seat belts, and it did not apply to retrofitting any older school buses.
It costs $8,000 to $10,000 to install 3-point seatbelts in each newly purchased bus. That's about $3,000 more than the cost of adding lap belts. But Senator Garcia says it's not that districts can't afford the belts. It's an allocation issue.
If school districts find a way to spend money on multi-million dollar engines with all the bells and whistles on the school, why can't they buy buses with 3-point seatbelts? We're just asking for something to protect our kids.
After the deadly HISD school bus crash, the district decided all new school buses would be equipped with 3-point seatbelts. The district says they have 3-point belts in just over 40% of their school buses. About 40% have lap belts, but over 50% of their fleet still has no belts at all. It's unclear whether seatbelts would have prevented the fatalities of 2015's HISD school bus crash, but Shanice Chapman would have given anything to have an extra safety measure for her daughter.
I'm going to continue to advocate for bus safety and seatbelts.
The bill is now headed to the full Senate for a vote. If passed, it would take effect this week. In Houston, I'm Allison for the Texas Standard.
Happy Fiesta, San Antonio. You've heard about the coronation, of course, everyone has, but what about the coronation? We'll talk about that next. The Standard continues.
Well, they give me the name.
Invites you to an evening with filmmakers.
Lay down.
Ellen Noack, Wednesday, April 26th.
They give me the name.
Preview the upcoming documentary,
KTN.
The Vietnam War, followed by
That's
a
the
Q&A.
business name.
Tickets
KTN.
media.org/Ken Burns. Across rural Texas, groundwater managers are worrying about proposed changes. While we live in the way
KTN stands for KO.
I'm News 88.7 Energy Environment reporter Travis Bubenik. Their concerns and why some like the changes.
There's the building number. You see the building number 102 there.
Media comes from
I did have that.
Clinic where professionals can find solutions for mental health care needs. More at
When you see the name
support also
much
comes
larger
from Entertainment
and more
presents
easily
bringing
recognizable,
Redbone
and the name is not what you're looking for,
a musical about America and Redbone's
it's
Native
easy to
American,
overlook the
African,
building
and European
number.
roots.
Sorry about the radio. It's easy to overlook the building number. So by habit, try to scan for both, and I was looking for both, but I just didn't catch the building number up there. So that is the building number 102. And this must be the place. That's the only reason I figured out KTN stood for K-Toin Natty. But hey man, like I said, you know, I'm just making the observations, just pointing this stuff out. That's the reason, so you can look at this trailer. Look at this trailer. So you can get an experience, an idea of what goes on, some of the things to look for, and see how many variations of experiences there are out here. And hopefully that'll keep you more open-minded and make it easier to grasp the different things you encounter, and not just have a tunnel vision view and narrow path of expectations. You know, part of the adventure and even the addiction, if you ask me, to being a driver is this certain level of unpredictability. And now let me go in and see what I need to do next. So I had to leave the property because I was too early. And like I said, you know, it's a double-edged sword. I talk about getting there early. But that's what I said you might want to call. The only problem there is when you call the number that they gave me, then it went straight to a voicemail. And then when they want you to leave a number, they call you back. And then when I looked up the number on Google, then there was a different number, but it was probably an old number because it didn't work. So I wasn't able to speak to anyone. I don't tend to wait around very long unless it's crucial, you know. I took the chance and went on out there, and limited space. It seems like actually I think some of the trucks that were there were probably there as early as I was, but went ahead and just stayed on the property. And it's very interesting. They have an automated check-in. It's a computer. I know they're taking jobs, but now the whole process, you put in the reference number for the load, and the computer will look up. There's 2 different reference numbers for this load. The computer looks it up, and it says to someone like me, you are outside of the expected time frame for your load. You should arrive between 12:30 and 1:30. You will have to leave the property. This is mandatory. And then, I don't know, some other stuff after that. Kind of like pointing stuff. Pay attention to all that. So at that point, I just packed my bags and left. Oh, it did also say that there was that there was this Love's back here. So that's why I didn't really press it. I was like, cool, I'll go to the Love's. You did have to, I don't know when the camera went out. Lay down. But the place is right outside the service road from 225. So when I left the property, you know, I wasn't able to make a left and come straight to the Love's. I had to go down the service road and make a U-turn, then come back up. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of an inconvenience, but that's all part of the game out here. Trucking, it's all a part of it. Don't get frustrated. It's all part of the game. Let's see. What's the price of fuel over here? So you make the best out of these situations. What is the price of fuel? I might as well fuel up, depending on what the price of fuel is. I should have paid attention to that when I was coming in. 238, oh yeah. We're gonna fill up right here. We're gonna fill up. That way I'm doing something productive while I'm waiting. And that's one stop I don't have to make. 238. Hadn't seen prices that low in a long time. The other thing I might do is can I find someone with a broom? Might even buy me a broom. Stop. See how low to the ground that thing is? Some of these potholes, man, I believe they go that deep. I believe they go that deep, man. It seems like that thing will bottom out.
intercourse or non-reciprocal sexual acts. When they see something occurring than they would be if they were sober. So we really have to address both sides of this equation if we want to reduce assault. You know, you raise the question, is it blaming the victim? Is it sexist? They tell girls not to drink because they're more likely to be taken advantage of if they're drunk. Yeah, and what girls say is, don't tell us not to drink, tell rapists not to rape. And I totally get that. And I would also, as the mother of a daughter, which I am, be really clear with my daughter about, you know, that every drink you take reduces your power, reduces your judgment. And sometimes you want that, and sometimes you don't. And that's true with boys, too. So I think it's really important not to just, I mean, you could take away alcohol, refuse, you know, not allow girls to ever drink again. You could wrap them in burlap. You could stick them in their homes and not let them go outside, and there would still be assault, and, you know, plus we would live in Afghanistan.
Peggy Orenstein speaking to Terry Gross last year when her latest book, Girls and Sex, was first published. It's now out in paperback. After a break, we'll hear about how she approached the subject with her own daughter, and the messages about sex that Peggy Orenstein received from her mother when she was growing up. And film critic Justin Chang reviews the new movie, A Quiet Passion. I'm David B. Cooley, and this is Fresh Air.
The Neubauer Family Foundation supports WHYY's Fresh Air and its commitment to sharing ideas and encouraging meaningful conversation. Support for NPR comes from NPR member stations and from Angie's List, committed to helping its members select local service providers and professionals they can count on, offering over 20 years of ratings and reviews. Learn more at angieslist.com. Angie's List, home is where our heart is. And from the Maine Office of Tourism, offering travelers an opportunity to explore and discover their very own.
Hey, so y'all remember the trailer, right? Just got through sweeping it up. Just got through sweeping it up. All of this stuff was in here. You know, everything happens for a reason. You having fun? Everything happens for a reason. While over here at the Loves, after I got fuel, I asked them if they had a broom. And then I said, well, do you have a dustpan? And then I was going out to get the broom, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I use the garbage too? And they was like, yeah, man. I'm just glad you're not trying to put it on the ground. So like I said, guys, don't be afraid to ask, because, hey man, the only thing you do is get told no. So for the different things, just because it's not standard, normal, regular, you ask. And you never know what's going to happen.
We can't have a perfect bill. We have to have, 75% is better than zero. So I decided that was time for me to step away from being part of the opposition party in the Republican conference to trying to be more positive and get some things done. We're in leadership. We have a responsibility to lead, and let's lead. And so that's when I decided that after that meeting with the president that I should step away and state the reasons why.
In essence, when you said saying no is easy, leading is hard, you're essentially saying, look, you can't just be against everything. You have to be for something.
Well, exactly. That's well said. Like I said, saying no is the easy thing to do. But being ahead, to lead, to govern is more difficult. And I even felt like that some of those members of the Freedom Caucus, they would have voted against the 10 Commandments if it came up for a vote.
only one lane up here. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it, buddy. You know, everybody rushing at lunchtime because they trying to make their time count. So lunchtime is busy, just like rush hour. And since people are in a rush, then of course it increases the opportunity for an incident, accident, whichever. And I noticed I did not block that entrance way up. Y'all better come on. Can't sit here long. We got a green light. We gotta go. We gotta go.
And represent the ideas and thoughts of their community. What I mean by that is the American politician or the Texas politician will take this poll and go out and continue to preach to their citizens that they should be against this versus accepting what they are expressing and going back to Austin and going back to D.C. and saying, this is what my people think, this is what the people who I represent think, and this is what I'm here to bring about change for, or the change I'm here to bring about for them. That's the ugly side of it. It's not a reflection of representative democracy, which we're supposed to be. And the idea that 60% of Texans disagree with President Trump, yet Texas overwhelmingly went for President Trump, speaks to where we are as citizens, where we are not willing to stand up for what we believe is right, what we believe is real, what we believe is true. I am appalled at the audacity and the arrogance of the American citizen, even here in Texas, where we will accept the hotel room that is made up, or the bed is made up by people we want to exclude, where we go to the restaurant, where the waiter or waitress or the busboy or the dishwasher is someone we want to exclude, where the gardener that cuts our grass is someone that we want to exclude. America wouldn't be the America it is today less these people and their hard work.
I don't think that the American people as a whole, I think that's a very small margin of the population that just wants to exclude everybody who doesn't look like they are, quote unquote, the all-American person, right?
Well, when I say that, it's not reflected in our political landscape. The people that we have elected.
So yeah, sorry you guys. I ran out of room on the car when we were on the way over here. And as you can see, I'm here. Just went into the automated system. I think I got a recording for you of that, hopefully. I spoke about it earlier. It's kind of cool. But oh, let's pull up so you can see. I should have pulled up earlier. See him banging into the door. Let's see, is he in there? Is he in there? Not quite. And I do have a door. I got door 15. Oh, what is this guy in this truck here? Stop. Every time I hit that brake, boy, she thinks it's time for her to get out and mark some territory. Oh man, no, I don't have any of it. It is a little bit tight of an area. Well, it's not a tight area, but it ain't wide open. Let's see how bad I do. The dock is empty. When he start bagging up again, go ahead on by. Once he gets back. 14 or 15. All the way down here by myself. Oh man, I ain't gonna have a chance to do a 90, but it's still interesting because I'm gonna have to blind side a little bit. Not direct, not 100%, but yeah, this is a nice little challenge. This is a little different. Like I said, you run into all, yeah. Let's see now. Let's see where I am. Sit down, sit down. Okay. I gotta do more than that. I gotta do more than that. Come here. Lay down. I like how it's looking. I like how it's looking. Notice I don't go very far before I will stop and look again. That's because when backing up, the best thing to do is be proactive. You don't want to have to pull out. You don't want to have to correct movements unnecessarily. You want to be proactive and get it going the way you want it, if you can help it. You know what I'm saying? You better off having it going the way you want it to go in the beginning than to have to correct it from not being how you want it to be. Now you notice I did not do one pull-up. I have not done a pull-up. Not done a pull-up. I have not done a pull-up. And let's see where we at. We're gonna take the cell phone with us. I gotta take this paper to the So that's pretty much what you got. The space I had to do the 90. So I've been waiting. I've been waiting for long enough. And now I'm looking for somebody. There we go. I reckon. Yeah, there we go. Started walking around, they'll find you.
Really, we can say.
So we load it up. We load it up. Now we got to close the door. Remember I told you keep the trailer and the tractor full, I mean straight, you got a heavy load, and that is what we got, buddies. But I gotta scale out to make sure. And then, oh, there goes the door. Scale out to make sure. Oh, come on, man. Oh, chill out, buddy. Listen to the radio. Okay? Just chill out, listen to the radio, okay? All right. All right.
Mexican artists. Well, the name of Mexican Renaissance comes after the Jean Charlot, the French painter that comes to live to Mexico, and that actually is
busy,
really important. He's going to come back, work largely in the United States, and then in Hawaii, where he dies, and was extremely influential there as well. Talked about what was happening in Mexico with murals. And the idea of the Renaissance comes from the idea that the murals, as we knew them, came from Italy, from the Renaissance period, where we see all these gorgeous mural covering churches and palaces, and it first gets its name from this association with that kind of representation of that. It also has to do with the flourishing of the culture, and this means that suddenly Mexican art was again kind of a splendor, where art was being done in every public building, and people from all over the world were either watching or collecting. If you look at this now, you know, there's a lot of that are collecting the millions of people around the world of Mexican art. And the fact that there was this, I don't know how it's called, it was like a boiling scene, you know, where things happen in many directions, whether it was relating art to politics or trying to be exactly the opposite, abstract and cosmopolitan, and there was this energy that really made Mexico a destination point at the time.
My guess this hour.
That's why. I mean, you'll wonder. Some of you notice I didn't trip when they said that the trucks need to leave off the yard. This is why you can only have so many trucks on the yard. In this case, nobody's. I mean, this truck had to move, but he had space to move. But imagine if you just packed stuff in here just because you could pack stuff in here. It wouldn't be anywhere to move. So I'm just saying that so, I mean, you understand, you know, that's why you'll get to some places and they know what they got going on. For the most part, they know what they got going on, and it's a reason that they don't want so many trucks on the yard. Now, some places they'll have plenty of space and they just don't want no trucks on the yard. But usually it's a logical reason for it. It's a logical explanation. This place right here has been rocking and rolling since the very first time that I came over here. When I left the first time, it was rocking and rolling. It's so much, it evidently is like this so consistently that they have an automated system inside for checking in. They have a kiosk. You enter your pickup number and everything, and well, I already told y'all. I'm saying it again in case I don't include that on this video, but see a reason why that wouldn't be included on this video. Now I forget, you know, you get up into these things and you forget that the time is running on your electronic log. Hey, you see the lights that guy got going on the railing? of the tractor around the fifth wheel. That's kind of cool. Now there's a truck on the other side of him. I wonder if somebody's behind that truck. I see somebody over there walking. I like the way you got the tractor hooked up there. Yeah, it is somebody behind him. By him. I guess he didn't have his doors open. When you are, unless they tell you not to, when you're in a place that's busy like this, you want to go ahead and have your, see that truck that's over there on the left? He got his doors open already. I have my doors open already. You got to wait anyway. So you want to go ahead and open your doors. And that way you don't have to do what I think, you know, he had just had to do, which is holding up, and he is holding up progress. Because if they were open, he could have just went on and backed up. I could have went through, and another truck might be waiting to come. There's another truck behind me waiting to come out. This place be rocking and rolling. So anyway, you know, just close your doors. You can close your doors. This place requires you to have either 2 straps or 2 load locks or one of each. In other words, you need 2 methods of securing that load. You want to make sure you have that anyway. But some places are going to absolutely require it. So, like I said, you want to go ahead and have that anyway. Because some loads you're going to need to secure it. And then some places, you don't even have an option. They're not going to load.